There are major spoilers for Naked Truth, Episode 6 of 911 Lone Star, Season 5 below. She has endured enough. Gina Torres says this about her character Tommy on 911 Lone Star, and with good reason. Tommy calls Nancy Brianna Baker into her office to discuss a nude photo she unintentionally uploaded to the group chat. The paramedic captain saw a troubling lump. This is the latest episode of the Fox drama, which is halfway through its 5th and final season. Nancy then disclosed to Mateo Julian Works that her family history is the reason she should be concerned. Breast cancer claimed the lives of her mother, great-aunt, and grandmother. As part of our 911 Lone Star After Show First Response, this week, Baker tells TV Insider that Nancy had already come to terms with the fact that she had cancer before she even had the mammogram. I believe it's the thing that has been bothering you and that you're constantly waiting for. And based on Nancy's behavior, I believe she may be someone who is thinking, you know what? I'll definitely develop cancer when I'm very young, but I'm going to keep my world small and not inform anyone, says Baker. Thus, I believe that when it appeared, she was prepared to simply open the front door and say, "Take me," because all of her anxieties and memories of her family and the past were there. The twist, however, came next. Although Nancy's breasts are dense, she will require routine examinations. The lump was only a macrocyst and not a malignancy. Tommy wasn't so fortunate, though, as he underwent a mammography only to help Nancy. Something was discovered by the doctor, and it's bad. She hadn't even considered that. Torres acknowledges, "It definitely wasn't on mine." I don't believe Tommy was thinking about it. She's had enough. I felt like way. As first responders, the star notes that they are aware that they may die while on duty. This was the case with the chlorine gas earlier in the season. However, when something like this occurs, you're not as ready for it, and you have to adjust psychologically to death. And it could be because of something which is beyond your control. You don't think you're in charge. I haven't given my consent to cancer, Torres goes on. Tommy is going to have a hard time. According to Torres, she really tries to take control of a situation that she doesn't really have control over. The bond between Nancy and Mateo was also put to the test in this episode. When she went to see him while she waited for her findings, they had a romantic "I love you" moment since he was all set to shave his head for her despite her attempts to push him away. That strengthens our bond at this time. And we've experienced similar situations in the past, primarily with Mateo. However, it seems to me that this one reveals more about Nancy. Finding out that you're with someone who won't tell you or who believes they should keep things from you is interesting because it kind of colors them more. Completely. Additionally, I believe Nancy will be more receptive to Mateo, although they will face some difficulties later in the season, Baker warns. Though they both adore their TNT days with Tommy, Nancy, and TK Ronan Rubenstein, Torres and Baker had conflicting opinions about the sequences they were sharing for this plot. Torres says, "I was looking forward to it on the one hand and really not at all on the other, knowing that this storyline was going to emerge and that relationship is now going to shift into a much deeper connection, outside of the firehouse."